What is up, Knob Slobbers? JJ back here with the Factsman. Talking a little Sweet 16 in March Madness. So this is kind of like a pop-up video, but hopefully we can provide some level of informative or entertainment or whatever. I will say, I went through 4 of these games on my previous video, so you're not going to hear much detail from me on these games, but definitely interested to get Pops' perspective. And then, like I said, feel free. We'll give out some bets as well, some picks. And I think, am I incorrect in saying you might have a tennis pick or two? Yeah?
I might, but I got to stop you for a second. When you say like, oh, did I just lose myself? Speaking of which, I'm trying to bet a tennis match. When you said I might not be giving too many picks or two, remember they're not here to see you. I mean, it's like you make it like, oh, I'm really sorry, I can't give picks. Trust me, you're just holding the towel. That's it.
There's worse jobs, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So, real briefly, what'd you think about the games last weekend? Anything pop out to you? Anything crazy? I mean, your Bama squad looked good. I mean, I say I like them a lot too. So, what popped out for you last weekend?
I think Gonzaga's going to be hard to beat. I think Gonzaga's going to be real, but then that's not like breaking news. I mean, I believe it or not, I like USC. I like, and it's really weird because in my bracket, everybody's brackets are, are pretty much like shot. And I did a bracket where like, I think I'm in like 14th place. And I'm like, how can I be in 14th place? But I had USC, I had Loyola, I got Arkansas. I have like all these like a lot of teams, Alabama. I have a lot of teams that have advanced. But I mean, like my other ones, like this was just like a Hawaii Lights kind of thing, If Alabama and USC or Alabama, USC, or Arkansas somehow 2 of them 3 get into the final, and Gonzaga loses, I'm home.
I'm with you there. I'm hoping Gonzaga loses. You'd have to have I think Bama's probably one of the few teams that can actually beat them, though, right? I mean, with how they stick in threes or can stick in threes. But looking into these games, specifically tomorrow, you like anything in that early game? I know you've been a big Loyola under guy. Loyola, Oregon State, 2 teams play slow. Good defense. What are any thoughts on that game? Any picks you like?
I bet it already. Here's what people may not remember this because it was a while ago, but towards the end of the season, Oregon State. We're talking about Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Okay. Leave. Oregon State was playing actually really well, and I watched some of their games, and it seems like any shot that's makeable, they're making. They don't miss 15-footers. They don't miss, they seem like they get good shots and they make good shots. This is nothing like the team that you saw at the start of the season. And I think Loyola, when you look at them, they're real sexy as an underdog all the time because they make threes. They play good defense. When you do that, you're always going to be in the game. But laying 7, that's a different ball game. That is a different ball game. I think game comes down to the end. I can't see 2 or 3 points separating these teams in the end. I don't think nobody runs away from each other. I took the points in Oregon. I didn't touch the total only because there could be some. I'm just worried about if it's that 3 number late or 4 number late in the game, they could find 15 points at the free throw line. But I think Oregon, it's just too many points there, and they could win. I think it's a coin flip game, and they're giving me 7 points. Made a regular play on the points plus the points, and a half unit play on the money line, just in case.
I like it. Nice and ballsy. And you always see a team like this, like a mid-major like Loyola, and I'm sure Loyola had their own championship aspirations as well. But big win like that, big upset. You might get a nice little lay down here. And Oregon State's been upsetting what feels like since the Pac-12 tournament. So
right, exactly. I mean, even before the tournament, they were starting to play well. So they're actually gelling at the right time. So I think the only way to play this one is taking the points. I mean, that's what I did.
I like it. It's 7 now, so it's strong. Don't mind that. Don't mind that one bit. And even dabbling on the money line. Look at you.
I don't fuck around. I play money lines. If I look, here's the thing. And this is a cardinal rule of handicapping, and you've probably heard this before with people. If you think a team is going to win, right, forget about the points. They shouldn't matter, because how many times have you watched seen a lot in a baseball game, and in the baseball game you sit there and you say like, or people say, Yankees lost 3 in a row, and Cole's pitching, no doubt they crushed the Twins. Well, what's the line? minus 280. Minus 280. Fuck, I'll take a shot with the dogs. With the dog. Yankees aren't playing well. You go from loving a team to betting the complete opposite. Not you. I mean, just saying anybody in general. It's so I always look at it like this. I don't bet an underdog unless I feel that they have a legitimate shot of winning the game outright. Unless you're talking about like some silly like 20 points, a 25-point favorite that might be just overpriced in football or in basketball. But no, you gotta have a shot. You gotta want to have a shot to win it. That's how I look at it.
No, it's a good point. I think that a lot of people leave money on the table when they consistently take the plus money, and how many of those probably win outright, right?
Yeah.
But they lose all that money line potential, and they're just hitting minus 110 bets. Nova Baylor. And I know you love Nova. You made your nut slap call with Nova winning by 15.5. Against Baylor, it's a little bit of a step up in class. I haven't loved personally what I've seen from Baylor down the stretch of the season, especially post the break. But what do you? I know you're a big Jay Wright guy. You're often a Nova guy. So what do you take on this game? Another dog getting about 7.
Here's the thing with that game. I know this probably won't make sense to a lot of people, but Nova beats them outright, or Baylor blows them out. And usually when you get a game in the tournaments, in college basketball in general, when you're talking about spreads, 7 doesn't really apply here, but between 1.5 and 4.5, I think it's 86% of the time a point spread has no significance in the outcome of the game. Basically, a 3.5-point dog will win. A 2.5-point dog will win outright. Now this line here is up to 7, and there's 7 because Baylor is the number 2 team in the country. But here's the thing, the factor that I like. Okay, why is it that Jim Boeheim does so well in tournament games? Why is it that certain coaches do well? Patino, these coaches do really, really well, and Jay Wright's one of them. That has to be worth an extra 3 or 4 points. And if it is, I can't see Baylor being 10 or 11 points better than Villanova. They're not going to fold up. I know they got missing people. They had the Italian kid missing, for the last month of the season. If Nova controls the pace, and I think Jay Wright is good at that, Baylor's going to be in for a tough game. I didn't personally bet the game. I'm kind of trying to find an extra point or so if I can, or maybe in-game betting it. But I mean, don't sell your house on Villanova getting crushed, because a lot of people might, and they'll be fucking homeless. Hey, you know what? How long have we been doing this video? I have not insulted you yet.
I'd argue you have insulted me. You just kind of do it under your breath. But yeah, it's
I've not called you any names, or I haven't
it's hasn't been 8 minutes yet.
That's unbelievable.
The night is young.
Did I show you my nut scratcher? See this right here? When you get old, right, and you can't scratch your nuts with your hands when you're sleeping, you get it. And this comes for all sizes. Like this would be home.
It looks like a spork. Like that.
Look, it's like they call it a back scratcher, but it's actually a nut scratcher. See, now if you got really big nuts like me, you got to
big nuts, or are they dropped to your ankles? I mean,
to be very honest with you, for 56, sometimes when they crawl up and hide, they're like fucking lizard balls. They don't fool around.
Anyway,
the ranch.
So I like in this game. I know you said you were looking for a spot. I do like Baylor's team total under 74.5. There's been some steam that's taken the total over, and there's been some steam that's taken Nova plus higher number. Villanova opened 6. So now it's opened up a big number for Baylor. Baylor's team total, I think, opened 71.5. Now it's 74.5, extra 3 numbers. So I like Baylor's team total under.
Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. JJ using the word steam. This just in from our editor's desk.
How is it?
This just in from our editor's desk. The stars are in Hollywood. The locks are in Home Depot. And the steam is in the fucking sauna. Stop talking that nonsense, steam. You know what steam is? You barely shower.
You see, this is what it's just not fair.
Because you know what it is? You want that Hump Holman or the big guy with the beard, the redneck, the guy I like, Tony from Cincinnati. You need your comrades with you to protect you. When it's me and you face to face, you fold up like a cheap whore.
I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment. Okay.
Did you call your grandmother?
Arkansas oral.
Did you call your grandmother?
Yeah, I called her 2 days ago.
Did you call her?
I called her 2 days ago.
Okay. Just checking.
She was motherfucking me because I haven't called her. But
she would too.
But we got through it. Okay.
I'm not reading tweets, so now's your opportunity to fuck with me because I can't read them without glasses.
Arkansas, Oral Roberts. Anything you like in this game?
You got to respect what Oral Roberts is the best 3-point shooting team in the country.
Definitely the best 3-point shooting team left.
Well, I think they were 1 or 2 in the country as made 3-pointers. And
maybe total. Maybe total. Could be
yeah. Right. That's why they call me the Factsman, because I get my facts. It's hard to bet against a team, right? It's hard to bet against a team that makes them threes because it keeps you in the game. If you look at 17 or 18 games this year that Arkansas played, I forgot the number, they went on a 4-minute or longer drought. And their total, these totals like 160. So Arkansas, for some strange reason, they go on droughts. I'll even that up with their size against Oral Roberts. But when you're basically playing street basketball and both of you just running, shooting threes, then there's size don't matter, length don't matter. Well, length matters for you, but one of your problems. Look, if Arkansas is smart, they wouldn't get into that 3-point game. They'd push the ball, and but that's just not in their playbook. They don't like doing it. If they do, they should beat them. But any team that's going to make them threes like Oral Roberts does, I think they're worth 11.5 points. Not a game I think they could win outright, but not a game that I would be surprised if they didn't.
I think you bring up.
I need to root for Arkansas though.
I think you bring up some good points with the drought, right? Because Arkansas has been doing this in the tournament. They went down double digits in both their games. And Oral Roberts is not a team you want to blink against because they can be down double digits against them too. I lean that first half team total over for Oral Roberts, but I do think Oral Roberts is going to run into a buzzsaw here because Arkansas does what they do better. Arkansas is of an offense, and they not that in Florida and Ohio State did them some favors late to go ahead and lose those games. Not to say Arkansas can't, but Arkansas has been a little more stable at the end of games. So if anything, maybe you lean the under, maybe Arkansas's team total under at 86.
I don't know. I think I don't have a lean on the team totals itself, or I just think that a game like this, if the line is 11.5, that's 4 more threes that one team has to make that Arkansas has to make. The type of games that Arkansas just goes cold on. See what happens with Arkansas, and anybody that watches SC basketball will see this. Their coach just tells them, you missed the threes, just keep shooting them. Now, that's good. That's got them as far as they got them, but it's kind of hard to when you get into a funk and you miss a three, you miss 2 or 3 threes, and then they make 2 or 3, it becomes like a 9-point spread, 9-point difference in the game. Arkansas's best shot is blowing them out early and making Oral Roberts think they don't belong there. But Ohio State couldn't do it, and the other team couldn't do it. So, again, I would lean under. I would lean they always say on this time of year, Sweet 16, take the highest total, bet it under, take the lowest total, bet it higher. You'd be a winner over the years. So you might be onto something with under in Arkansas, and I haven't pulled the trigger on the game yet. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, and then Houston Cuse. I know you're often a Cuse guy. This time of year, anyway. Any thoughts with the Houston Syracuse game?
I think Houston's been overrated all year long. The reason Jim Boeheim and Syracuse go deep in tournaments, they may not win them, but they're a hard team to prepare for. And let's say a week and all, they had a week to prepare. But this is the first time in a while I can remember Syracuse having a really big 3-point threat to go along with that defense. And you know what? I made fun of Boeheim's kid, saying, it's his kid, blah, blah, blah. Look, if I was a coach, well, first of all, you would never be on my team because you suck and you choke. In that order.
Well, it's not that. I did have plenty of episodes of choking late in games. Easy with the suck though.
Yeah, the Boeheim kid could shoot. The other kid could shoot. And that Dolziak, has he been there for like 12 years?
Dolajai, yeah, I feel like he's been there for 12 years. Yeah,
he fucking always there, and he's like probably a sophomore. So yeah, I like Cuse to win the game. I can't lay points with a team who has difficulty scoring. And Houston is not exactly an offensive juggernaut. Yeah, they play defense, but Syracuse played better competition.
They go through droughts as well, Houston. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this: so what do you make of their win versus Rutgers? Because a win like that, an emotional win, a game that they were dead to rights. I mean, wouldn't you say that plays to Houston's strength? I mean, in terms of how they project moving forward, like the big gasp of air per se after the win against Rutgers. They had no business winning that game against Rutgers.
Okay, so they had no business winning that game. Why should they win this one?
I'm just saying from a momentum standpoint.
From a jerk-off standpoint. They're lucky they beat Rutgers. The team doesn't have any offense. Now they're going to play a defense they never see. They got a crooked coach. This team sucks. Houston is
maybe that's a little egregious, but it's fine.
No, let me tell you something. Syracuse will win outright. Syracuse will win this fucking game outright by 5 or more. Alternative line.
I like it. All right, so on to Friday. Creighton and the Zags. Big line here. Right? Was it still 13? Still 13.
I'll tell you what. I wouldn't bet fucking against Creighton with counterfeit money. They're tough. I mean, I'm not against Gonzaga. I'm sorry. Creighton is just, you know what it is when you look at Creighton? They just look like a team with dudes. That's it. I mean, there's nothing to them. There's nothing I like about them. I mean, I know points are a lot, and I think everybody's going to bet them. I do Gonzaga. I
do think that Creighton's played well against teams that aren't too physical with them. Now Gonzaga's not like super physical, and Gonzaga's exposed some holes defensively. I mean, Oklahoma. It just felt like if they just had one or two more scores, they would have been able to compete. Now I know that there's very few teams in the country that can beat Gonzaga for 40 minutes anyway, but their defense was letting up a lot easy early in that game. It wasn't like Oklahoma was making it rain or anything. Now Creighton's got a few more scores, but Creighton is just so outmatched physically by this Gonzaga team. And I know the number is big in 13. So you said you're not a Creighton guy, so you would if you had to pick, would lay it with Gonzaga.
I guess I'd have to. I mean, I'm not one of these guys like you guys talk that Homo Holden and these guys, and he was talking about games almost like you have to bet them. Well, so Holden, if you had to bet this game, who'd you bet? So and so, if you had to bet this game, what do you think?
Why do we got to throw shade at Holden?
It's not leans. Do you have a lean?
We're talking to the game. If you don't like a side, you could just say I don't like a side, right?
Well, I know, but what you're doing is you're pressuring somebody to come up with something. I got to make me happy right now. It's not a matter of that. Listen, there's action all the time. You could take a day off. Hey, look, I don't like the game. Listen, you're a sucker if you bet this game.
That's all you have to say. You're not on an episode of the First 48. I mean, you could just say I don't like the game. I mean, no one's putting a gun to your head.
But I'm sitting there telling you, I wouldn't bet. Did I not say I would not bet against Gonzaga with counterfeit money? And I said I don't trust Woody Cole, but I didn't say I was going to bet Gonzaga. But you're saying, so basically what you're saying is, no, I'm saying I wouldn't bet the game is what I'm saying. Speaking of which, listen to this. At school, your sister, it's like they're talking about like career day stuff, right? Like, do any of you ever go to work with your dads? Are you looking forward to going to work with your dads when the pandemic ends and all that kind of shit? And this is like the second time because they do this every year and I hate it. They said, so Samantha, what does your dad do for a living? She said, he has a sports book in his office. So he says, the teacher's like, what? So yeah, it's a sports book. And so does my brother. She's like, what do they do? He said, they take bets.
Oh, great.
I said to her, where do we take bets? She's like, well, don't you take bets from like Bookmaker and FanDuel and all these other places? I'm like, no, we don't take them. We make them. I said, wait a minute. No, we don't make them either. We don't do none of that. We're consultants. She's like Jeff Bezos. I won't compare me to that fucking thief. She had no idea. She thinks because she's been in sports books before, that this is like a sports book.
Unbelievable.
Maybe it's the computers and the boards and the phones. I don't know.
All right, we got like 10, 15 minutes here. Michigan, Florida State.
It's a chick. Was a chick looking at with the wife?
Yeah. Maybe even a little trip to the lavender farm if I'm lucky. We'll see. Maybe a little driving. Sure. Maybe a little drive-in.
Let me ask you a question. No joking. You guys are watching one of them what do you call it? Movies, you know them.
Like a Lifetime or a Hallmark?
Yeah. Like you're on the couch, like you do have a glass of wine, popcorn. Every once in a while, you get like a little handy, or you just wait till the movie's over.
I mean, hand jobs are cool, like in high school. I mean, you're still getting hand jobs. You know what? I don't even want. You know what? Don't even answer. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
You got. It was a close one.
I don't even want to know. Yeah. Florida State, Michigan, interesting matchup. Any major thoughts there?
I like Michigan.
Okay, that's okay.
I like Michigan. I will probably bet Michigan. Throughout this year, if you've noticed the rankings of the teams, it seemed like Florida State had better records than 8 or 9 teams, and they were still below everybody. Florida State has something missing. I just can't put my finger on what it is, but if they run up against the right team, they're not going to win. And I think Michigan is the right team here. And you got a number 1 seed, only giving up 2 points. I think Michigan's the better team. So if they don't win by a basket, they don't win by a basket. I ain't selling my house on it. I made a PP bet on it, But a PP bet is a small bet. It's like a small PP, like a small dick.
I think people got
maybe some didn't.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
What other game?
Bama UCLA, our squad. UCLA's a tricky team though, well coached. Bama should roll. What do you think?
Roll Tide roll. What number are you seeing?
I think it was 6.5. The last number I saw. 6.5.
Mark this down. Bama will make 14 threes, win by more than 15.5. And at the 13-minute mark of the second half, you can turn the game off, call FanDuel, tell them you want to get fucking paid. Grade it now. That's the easy one.
Yeah, I like Bama. I'm really
hoping last week for you guys. Gave you a little, and not for nothing. Some of you guys have all these winners I give, maybe a gift card, Starbucks, something. I mean, you got to feed the dog if you want them to guard the house. It's the same. Not that I need it, but I mean, gestures. I'm a big gesture guy.
That's what defines you, or gestures.
I'm a gesture guy. Yeah, like, hey, you know what? I really appreciate that. Is there anything I can do for you? You can't do nothing for me. Most of you guys are broke dick fucks anyway. You can't do nothing for me. But if you make the attempt to say, hey, I want to do something to show my appreciation. How about a certificate to the Chinese pedicure place? I use a pedi once in a while.
So you're a principal guy and a gesture guy.
Oh, a principal and a gesture guy. Exactly. That's important in life. It really is. If you can't have them things going through life, you're just a worthless fucking hump. That's just my thoughts.
Okay.
Listen to me. You're not the man you are today, but I listen to some of the things that I said, that I taught you.
At least some of them.
I mean, just your genes alone should give you some kind of smarts. I'm just saying.
Last but not least, Oregon USC, little clash of the Pac-12. Pac-12 has been really good in this tournament. Now, one thing I'll say is from a steam perspective, and I know you hate that word. The market loves the Pac-12 this week.
The market, the supermarket, the stock market.
What I mean is it's opened up some favorable spots to fade the Pac-12 is what I'm saying. Now, in this spot, you have two different Pac-12 teams going at it, so it doesn't really mean much. These two met earlier in the year. You could argue it started out 15-0. Doesn't really matter. Oregon, USC. USC's in the trees. Oregon in the shooters. Who do you think wins it?
Well, based on the market and the steam situation, here's what I'm looking at. Okay, you got the steam here at one level, right? Then you compare it to the market and the sharps and the squares. I think you grab your right hand, you grab your balls, you bet everything you own on USC, and if they don't win, there'll be an NCAA investigation. Oregon sucks. Never bet a team called the Ducks. Never bet a team called the Ducks. Not against a Trojan. A Trojan's a rubber. You're a rubber.
Oh, God.
They named that team after you. I mean, come on with this fucking steam and market, the supermarket, the fish market.
I like. So the USC call. Sure. So overall, we've gone through all the games. If you have a best look, you think for overall, maybe your favorite look. What do you think? What do you think it is? If you had to guess. If not,
I think
maybe give out a tennis play. Tennis play you like for tomorrow.
The only thing right now about tennis is I do a lot of set betting, and I'm not quite done. I probably get done around 10 o'clock tonight. What I can do is if people are going to watch your show without me, I can relay to you and you can give it out. Or the next show we do, I want to do some team totals, regular season wins in baseball. I fucking kill them.
Okay, yeah.
We could do that. But like I said, right now, I don't want to just say, oh, yeah, bet this guy, or bet that guy, because unlike you, I just don't throw shit against the wall and hope it sticks. I got papers, and I got water bottles, and I got cigar cans. I mean, I do work here. I got little Santa Clauses, see? You shake it. These are all handicapping tools that you don't have. You just sit there.
And the back scratcher.
Oh, I got my back scratcher, yeah. I got to get one to hold him. Or even the big T, because he looks like he's got a long length between his balls and his hand. He's a big guy. Oh, listen to this. Listen to this. Somebody stole my fucking Movado.
Your watch? From where?
I don't know. It's fucking missing. It's missing. And now, look, I had this fight with my wife. Now, our housekeeper, right, Jose, he's awesome. Been with us for like 12 years. I mean, he's Puerto Rican, but he's the greatest guy in the world. Not that Puerto Ricans aren't the greatest people in the world, but, he cleans the house on Wednesdays. Fucking since Wednesday, fucking gone. I can't say he did it because believe me, I give him bonuses, and he's a super guy. He's like a part of the family. But some of them guys can't help themselves.
I hope you find your watch.
I can't.
I hope you find your watch.
JJ, I'm lying to you. I'm looking all over the place. There's nowhere I could look anymore. And you know how much I love that watch. Look, I don't wear this motherfucker, and this thing costs more than your house because I like my Movado.
I don't.
Look, nothing.
Math checks out.
Nothing. Look, a $10 bill. That's how bad things are. There's nowhere else I could look. Is it in here? Of course not, you fucking prick. Nothing.
Okay. Well, look. Thanks for.
No, you're supposed to say I'll buy you a Movado.
Is that what the whole?
Shit I give you?
Is that what the whole? Is that what the whole was?
Go kill yourself. All the stuff I buy you, the Movado I like. So it sets you back a couple of grand. You're gonna die. You are fucking unappreciative.
That whole setup was so that I could buy you a Movado. I mean, that was pretty indirect, don't you think?
It's not so much that I fucking buy your airline tickets. You're a grown man. I pay for your buffets.
It's noted that you want me to buy you a Novato. I've taken note of that.
It's not a Novato. It's a Movado.
It said Movado. You just heard Novato.
With the leather, man. You know the one I always wear?
I know the one you're referencing.
No, I don't want you to buy it because I said it, and I don't want you to buy it this week.
No, I'm going to format it. It's like this conversation never happened, and I'm just going to buy you a Movado. That work?
All right, I'll send you the money.
We agree that the conversation didn't happen.
Okay,
all right, so look, thanks for popping in, Dad, talking about some of these games. Again, he'll forward me some tennis looks. I'll give them to the crew at Run Pure.
Yeah, guys, I'd bet Bama. I bet Bama really, really hard. I like them, and I guess if I've had to pick a second one, I think I'd take Oregon State. I mean, I think okay. That's what I think, or USC. I don't know. I like a lot of them, but I can't bet them all. All right, guys. If you like the show, thumbs up. Is that what you always do?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you don't shove it up your ass or
whatever. Yeah. I didn't read any of the comments because I don't have my glasses, so hopefully you guys didn't kill me. And if I were you, I would suggest that I do all these shows so you get these other fucking animals away. They don't know what they're talking about. At least you're getting the real shit from me. All right. Remember, everybody, allow 3 to 4 weeks for delivery. If erection lasts for more than 3 to 4 hours, consult the physician. Batteries not included. Wisconsin residents must pay sales tax. Once you get that down, you know what the fuck's going on. It's the Factsman. Like a fat kid in a candy store, I am out of here, Vladimir. Okay, yes, the show is over. It's over. Thanks. As you can see, he just left the show right in the middle of it. You just love to see it. Guys, Joey's going to have a UFC video for you. Pop in the next 5 minutes, so stay tuned for that as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and ultimately hope you make some money off some of these bets. But otherwise, guys, gamble responsibly and stay safe, folks. Till next time.